Beneath the glittering surface of the ocean, the world we know ends very quickly. Sunlight fades. Color drains away. Pressure rises to levels that should crush metal. And yet, something is alive down there. Not just alive, but thriving, shaped by darkness, sculpted by pressure, evolved into forms so strange that they look more like science fiction than biology. In this video, we are descending through the 7 levels of deep-sea creatures, from the familiar edge of the surface world to places where even our technology struggles to survive. And with each level, life becomes more distorted, more alien, and more terrifying. Our journey begins in the light, with creatures that still look like animals we recognize. But even here, the ocean is already rewriting the rules. The sunlit drifters. This is the epipelagic zone, also known as the sunlight zone. Here, vision still works. Plants can still grow, but don't mistake familiarity for simplicity, because even in this bright layer, evolution has taken some wild turns. Gliding through the blue like living aircraft, manta rays can reach wingspans of up to 7 meters. They feed on some of the smallest organisms in the ocean called plankton, yet grow to become some of the largest fish in the sea. Their gaping mouths and horns evolved as a filter feeding system. Instead of sharp teeth and aggression, their power is efficiency. Mantas can live for 40, 50 years, but we still don't fully understand their migrations. Some individuals travel thousands of kilometers across open ocean, then return to the same cleaning stations as if following a map we cannot read. We think of them as gentle giants, but they are a reminder of something unsettling, that even at the surface, survival turns bodies into specialized machines, and the deeper we go, the creepier they become. But before that, imagine being so hunted that evolution gives you a way to escape the ocean itself. Flying fish do exactly that. Their oversized pectoral fins act like wings. They build speed underwater, then launch out of the sea and glide in some cases over 200 meters at a time. This strange halfway existence, not quite bird, not quite fish, evolved under intense predation. Tuna, marlin, dolphins. Everything wants to eat them. By taking to the air, they buy a few seconds of safety, until, above the surface, birds wait for them. Below, predators track their landing. Their life is an endless, frantic oscillation between danger and temporary escape. Level 2. The Twilight Adapters. This is the Twilight Zone, where only about 1% of sunlight survives. It's never truly bright. It's never fully dark. To survive here, creatures must master visibility by erasing it. The hatchetfish looks like it's made from polished metal. Its sides are covered in silvery, mirror-like scales that evolved to reflect the faint light from above, blending it into the background. Seen from below, it almost disappears. Along its belly, rows of tiny light organs, photophores, emit a dim glow. This is counter-illumination. By matching the brightness of the water above, it cancels out its own shadow. In this world, even casting a shadow can get you killed. Its eyes are fixed upwards, designed to detect the faintest contrast, which could be the outline of a careless prey or the silhouette of a predator. In a place where light is almost gone, its entire body is dedicated to handling what little is left. The barrel-eye fish looks like something that shouldn't exist. A small body with a completely transparent head. Through the clear dome, you can see its green, tubular eyes pointing straight upward, like binoculars locked onto the ceiling of the sea. This strange configuration evolved because in the Twilight Zone, food often drifts down from above. When it needs to, it can rotate its eyes forward inside its own head, like a 360-degree camera. Scientists only captured clear footage of a live barrel-eye in 2004, We still don't know how long it lives, how it reproduces, or how many there really are. One of the rarest and most delicate beings in the Twilight Zone is the glass octopus. Almost everything about it is transparent. Arms, mantle, even much of its organs. Only its eyes and a thin strand of optic nerve stand out as ghostly shapes in a clear body. Pigment costs energy. Hiding places are scarce. The best way to survive is to leave nothing visible to its target. But there's a problem. Such a soft, fragile creature should be easy prey. How it consistently survives in an environment full of predators with massive teeth is still not fully understood. We have only a handful of recorded glimpses of this creature, designed more like a phantom than an animal. The bristlemouth might be the most important animal you've never heard of. It is the most abundant vertebrate on Earth. If bristlemouth fish suddenly appeared on land and you spread them evenly across the planet, you'd be standing on a living carpet of fish, dozens of layers thick. It is small, spindly, with a mouth full of needle-like teeth and photophores that glow beneath its body. Its light patterns and behavior are tuned precisely to avoid being seen from below. Most of the world's larger predators, including whales, indirectly rely on this unassuming fish as a link in the deep-sea food chain. Yet, we still don't know its exact global population, its maximum age, or how climate change will affect its numbers. Here in the twilight, creatures erase themselves to survive. But once we cross the line where sunlight fails completely, the strategy changes. In the next level, life no longer tries to blend into the dark. It begins to weaponize it. Level 3. The Midnight Predators. This is the bathypelagic, pelagic, or the Midnight Zone. No sunlight ever reaches here. The only light comes from the creatures themselves. It is a world defined by hunger. Food is rare, encounters are brief, and evolution favors those who can take advantage of a single moment. The anglerfish is one of the most iconic monsters of the deep, and for good reason. A fleshy rod extends from its head, ending in a glowing lure powered by bioluminescent bacteria. In the absolute dark, anything that resembles a small, flickering animal is worth investigating. And nearby, waiting in the void, is the angler. Its mouth is a massive hinge lined with inward curving teeth. It doesn't chase, it doesn't search. It waits, motionless, conserving energy, then snaps shut when opportunity comes. Females can reach 1-2 feet in length. Males, however, are tiny, sometimes only a few centimeters long. But what's most bizarre is how they reproduce. A male will bite onto a female, fuse to her body, and slowly lose his eyes, jaws, and internal organs until he becomes a living gland that produces sperm on command. This extreme mating system evolved because finding a partner in such vast darkness is so unlikely that once it happens, they never let go. While most deep-sea animals can only see blue-green light, the dragonfish can both produce and see red light. It has a special organ under each eye that emits dim red bioluminescence, a wavelength that is almost invisible to others in the deep. To everything else, the dragonfish is cloaked in darkness, but to the dragonfish, the world is lit. It swims through the midnight depths using an invisible flashlight, exposing prey that think they are hidden. Its teeth are made of nearly transparent material that doesn't reflect light. Its body is covered in ultra-black pigments that absorb almost all light that hits it. We know its hunting strategy. We've studied its light organs. but its full lifespan, reproductive behavior, and population size remain poorly understood. Predators in the midnight zone are built on a single principle. When food is rare, you only get a few chances. Miss one, and you might not get another. But darkness isn't the only force at work. Keep descending, and another factor takes over, the pressure. And that's when bodies start to grow. Enormous. Level 4, the abyssal giants. Now we're entering the abyssal zone, where temperatures hover just above freezing. Sunlight is a distant memory. The pressure here can exceed 5,800 psi, more than 400 times what we experience at the surface. In this environment, some creatures respond in a surprising way. They grow bigger. Imagine a pill bug the size of a house cat. Giant isopods are deep-sea crustaceans that can reach up to 40 centimeters in length. They patrol the seafloor, scavenging anything that falls from above: dead fish, squid, and occasionally whales. Their gigantism is thought to be linked to cold temperatures and slow metabolism. The colder the water, the slower the life processes, and the more time there is to grow. They can go years without a proper meal. In captivity, some individuals refused food for more than 5 years and survived. When food does appear, they gorge themselves until they can barely move. The colossal squid is one of the most elusive giants of the deep. It is heavier and more massive than the giant squid, with estimates suggesting adults can reach lengths of 10 to 14 meters. His eyes, up to 30 centimeters across, are the largest known in the animal kingdom, evolved to detect the faintest movements of large predators like sperm whales. Unlike its cousin, the colossal squid has rotating hooks on its tentacles instead of simple suckers. These hooks can swivel and lock into flesh, making escape nearly impossible. Almost everything we know comes from rare, stranded, or accidentally caught specimens. A healthy adult, in its natural environment, hunting in the depths, has never been filmed. In shallow waters, amphipods are tiny, insect-like scavengers, often just a few millimeters long. In the abyss, they can grow larger than a human hand. Imagine a cockroach, but the size of your hand. Yet not all species here are giants. Why some lineages evolve massive size in the deep while others stay small is still a matter of debate in evolutionary biology. The abyss stretches for vast distances across the seafloor, cold, wide, and mostly flat. But beyond this point, the terrain drops again. Here, life is no longer just giant. It starts to break the rules of what we even recognize as an animal. Level 5, the biological experiments. At these depths, the environment stops resembling anything humans evolved to understand. There is no day or night, no season, just constant darkness, intense pressure, and a slow rain of organic debris drifting downward. Evolution responds by exploring designs that seem experimental. Named for the ear-like fins flapping gently from its head, the dumbo octopus looks almost whimsical, but it lives in crushing conditions. Unlike many shallow-water octopus species, it doesn't have an ink sac. Ink would be useless in permanent darkness. Instead, its soft, gelatinous body and slow, pulsing movement allow it to conserve energy and float just above the seafloor, picking off small worms and crustaceans. Some species lay their eggs individually on hard surfaces like dead coral or even sponges, leaving them to develop on their own. We have no idea how many dumbo octopuses exist or how long they live. Each sighting on deep-sea cameras is still an event. Imagine a creature that eats bones, without a mouth, Osedacs, known as zombie worms, colonize the skeletal remains of whales that fall to the seafloor. They bore into the bone using acid-secreting root-like structures, then rely on symbiotic bacteria to break down the fats inside. Females can be several centimeters long, but males are microscopic and live inside the tubes of the female. Dozens, even hundreds of males can exist as mere clusters of reproductive tissue. This bizarre strategy evolved to exploit a rare but rich resource, whale falls. The tripod fish appears as if it's standing on the seafloor. Long, stiff fin rays extend from its tail and pelvic fins, propping its body up like a camera on a tripod. Facing into the current, it holds its pectoral fins outstretched. Instead of chasing prey, it waits for small crustaceans and gelatinous animals to drift past, snapping them up at the last moment. Its eyes are reduced and likely nearly useless. Vision has no value here. Instead, it relies on touch and water movement. No other known fish species has independently evolved such a tripod stance. It is a one-off design, a reminder that evolution doesn't just repeat itself, it experiments. But the strangest experiments are still left to be seen. Because beyond this range, the seafloor plunges into narrow, isolated chasms, trenches deeper than Mount Everest is tall. In these trenches, life must endure pressures that should crush any familiar form. Yet somehow, it doesn't. Level 6, the Hadal Extremophiles. This is the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. Here, pressure can exceed 16,000 psi. That's more than 1,000 times what we experience at the surface. Most life from shallower waters simply cannot survive here, but a few very specialized forms do. The deepest living fish ever recorded is a species of snailfish, filmed at a depth of 8,000 meters deep in the Izu Ogasawara Trench. Unlike typical fish, snailfish don't have heavy scales. Their bodies are soft, almost gelatinous. Their bones are reduced to avoid becoming points of weakness under pressure. There is a theoretical limit to how deep a vertebrate can survive before its biochemistry fails. Snailfish exist right near that edge. We don't yet know their maximum age or how their young survive in such an extreme environment. These are some of the strangest organisms in the trenches. Xenophyophores are single-celled, but can grow up to 20 centimeters across, which is enormous for a cell. They build intricate, branching structures from sediment and minerals, creating homes that resemble delicate sculptures scattered across the sea floor. They are known to concentrate heavy metals like lead and uranium at levels thousands of times greater than the surrounding environment. How they tolerate such toxicity remains unknown. These small, shrimp-like scavengers have been found near the deepest known points on Earth, almost 11 kilometers down. Their bodies contain high levels of unique fatty acids that stay flexible under pressure, preventing their cell membranes from becoming rigid. In recent studies, scientists found plastic fibers and chemical pollutants inside their guts. Evidence that even the most remote, extreme environments are no longer untouched by human activity. We came here to find the limits of life. Instead, we discovered the limits of our impact and how far it has already spread. But even here, at the edge of what we can reach, the story isn't finished. Because the final level of deep-sea life is not about what we fully understand. It's about what we've only just glimpsed. Level 7, the Abyssal Unknowns. The 7th level is not defined by depth alone. It is defined by mystery. These are the creatures and phenomena we cannot properly classify, cannot fully explain, or have barely observed. They remind us that most of Earth's biosphere is still unexplored. Siphonophores are colonial organisms, like the Portuguese man-o'-war, but some deep-sea species form chains over 40 meters long. In 2020, researchers filmed what might be the largest siphonophore ever recorded, a spiraling, glowing ring drifting in the dark, with tentacles trailing like a galaxy of living threads. Each segment in the colony has a different role. Some sting, some digest, some reproduce. From a distance, it behaves like a single, coordinated creature. We still don't know how old such colonies can get, how they begin, or how they will end. Deep-sea ROVs repeatedly encounter strange, translucent spheres or amorphous blobs attached to rocks or floating in open water. Some of these have later been identified as egg masses from squids or other animals. Others remain unidentified. No clear organs, no obvious movement, no known match in our taxonomy. Are they new species, temporary life stages, fragile structures that disintegrate before we can retrieve them? Often we see them once and never again. For decades, ocean hydrophones have picked up sounds that defy easy identification. The famous bloop, recorded in 1997, was once thought to be the call of some enormous, unknown animal. Most scientists now attribute it to ice quakes, the fracturing and shifting of massive ice shelves. But the fact remains, many deep ocean sounds are still not fully explained. We hear something, but we don't see the source. And every time we send a new submersible or camera down, we add more questions to the list. From the sun-lit drifters at the surface to the abyssal unknowns at the edge of our understanding, the deep sea is not empty. It is filled with creatures that challenge our assumptions about what life is supposed to look like. From transparent, almost invisible forms to monsters with glowing lures and teeth like glass, to single cells as large as a human hand. Some live longer than we do. Some exist right at the boundary of what chemistry can support. And many we've only seen once. The deeper we go, the more obvious it becomes. We do not live on a fully known planet. Most of Earth is still dark, still unexplored, still full of secrets. The 7 levels of deep-sea creatures are not just a ranking of weirdness. They are a reminder that beneath us, there is a vast living universe we have barely begun to map.